हेलो दोस्तों, मैं हूं अमित और जस्ट टीवी के यूजर रिव्यू में आपका स्वागत है। मेरे साथ है विश्वा जो ओन करते हैं ओला S1। वेलकम टू जस्ट टीवी विश्वा।
थैंक्स।
कैसे हो?
आई एम गुड।
तो आज हम इनसे बात करेंगे इनकी 1 महीने पुरानी, मतलब जिसे हम बोल सकते हैं ब्रांड न्यू ओला S1 को लेकर। लेकिन सबसे पहले तो मेरा सवाल विश्वा के साथ यही है कि विश्वा, व्हाई डिड यू गो फॉर एन इलेक्ट्रिक व्हीकल?
So basically, I wanted to have a secondary scooter in my home.
Okay.
For that, I was looking for an alternate scooter. Basically, so electric scooter. I thought it was best to go for an electric scooter because I don't want to spend much money on the petrol. I already have.
So जब आप बोल रहे हो कि सेकेंडरी स्कूटर, तो प्राइमरी स्कूटर कौन सा है?
We have Activa.
एक्टिवा। ओके, तो मतलब इंडिया के हर घर में एक एक्टिवा होता है एंड दैट्स काइंड ऑफ अ स्टैंडर्ड पॉलिसी। और आपने ये ओला S1 खरीदा, सो आपने इसे ऑनलाइन बुकिंग किया था या ऑफलाइन? लाइक व्हाट वाज द वे यू वेंट अहेड विद द बुकिंग फॉर दिस व्हीकल?
So it was for Ola. Entire process was online. So I have pre-booked on I think July or June 25th or some date was there. So I've basically pre-booked on the very first day when it was announced.
Right.
And also the advance amount of 20,000 I've paid on August 15th. So the rest of the amount I think I paid on October month.
जस्ट समथिंग लाइक माई केस, मैंने भी फर्स्ट डे ही बुक कर दिया और जब पेमेंट का टाइम आया था मैं मिस कर दिया बिकॉज आई वाज ट्रैवलिंग दैट टाइम। मुझे लगा बाद में आराम से पे कर देंगे, बट उसके बाद अभी रिसेंटली जनवरी में आप समथिंग दे मेंशन कि पेमेंट ऑप्शन खुलने वाला है, बट अनफॉर्चुनेटली इट डिडंट ओपन फॉर मी एंड आई एम स्टिल वेटिंग, बट देन यू हैव द व्हीकल। तो ग्लैड टू हियर दैट यू एटलीस्ट गॉट द व्हीकल और आपको मतलब टाइम पे डिलीवरी भी मिल गया था। एंड ये गाड़ी घर पर इन्होंने डिलीवर किया था या कोई आपको स्पेसिफिक लोकेशन में बुलाया था?
So they've actually invited me to a delivery like a location, Marriott Hotel, Hyderabad.
Okay.
But I was not delivered the scooter. I did not get the scooter because of some issues. My scooter had some issue with the VCU.
Okay.
So they have delivered me a week later.
ओके, सो दैट्स समथिंग विच इज़ अगेन अ स्टैंडर्ड नॉर्म। मतलब ओला के जिस भी ओनर से मैं बात करता हूँ बोलते हैं कि एक्सपीरियंस के लिए उन्होंने मुझे किसी स्पेसिफिक लोकेशन में बुलाया, वहाँ पर गाड़ी ख़राब निकली और फिर बाद में डिलीवर किया। तो यहाँ पर भी होटल पे मतलब फ़ोटोशूट के लिए बुलाया होगा, विच इज़ अ PR स्टैंडर्ड PR एक्सरसाइज, एंड उसके बाद आपको 1 हफ्ते के बाद घर पर डिलीवर किया। अब आपने फर्स्ट क्वेश्चन वुड बी ओला S1 के लिए कितने अमाउंट पे किया है?
So including everything, on road price would be 1,10,000.
1,10,000 एंड इसमें कुछ सब्सिडीज और सब कुछ मिलाकर है?
हाँ, including central subsidy. We do not get
FAME 2 subsidy,
correct.
not the Telangana state subsidy.
I don't think Telangana has subsidy. We only get this registration waive off.
That was also waived off.
Yeah.
Okay, but I don't see a number plate, or do I see? Okay, I missed that. Okay, especially ये green color number plate थोड़ा सा दूर से दिखता भी नहीं है. It's matches up, but anyway, तो आपको मतलब central government की subsidy मिल गया. That was also directly given by the Ola itself, like in the system itself. और आपने final amount ही pay कर दिया. So now let's talk about your first impressions. Like, what do you think about the vehicle? First impressions. ओवरऑल लाइक आप बहुत ही ज़्यादा खुश है, जितना आपने सोचा था उससे ज़्यादा अच्छी निकली गाड़ी, या जितना सोचा उतनी निकली, या फिर उससे कम ही है?
It's matching the performance. Like my expectation is matching.
Okay, whatever जो आपने एक्सपेक्ट किया था वो आपको मैच कर रही है, तो that is good enough, right? I mean, for 1,10,000, what is the kind of battery they promised you?
In terms of technology, battery technology.
हाँ, the battery, how much range?
Okay, the claimed range is 121 kilometers. Right. The official ARAI claimed range, but they told me that you can expect around 106 in real world conditions, and I'm getting that.
So they मतलब 121 से 106 उन्होंने बोला है, which is like 10 to 15% approximately, which is not bad, honestly speaking. मतलब if you're actually getting that, like if you're even getting 100 also, I think that is good enough. So are you actually getting 100?
I've not tested till 0, but I've tested till 10%. I've ridden around 85 kilometers and it was showing me 11 kilometers. So we can expect around
95. Again, it also depends on the driving conditions. अगर आप इस तरह के hilly areas में गाड़ी चलाते हो तो obviously ज़्यादा range खत्म हो जाता है. So battery is consumed further because of the location and everything. But definitely, overall, like, how is the experience with the software?
So far, I think there was one software update from the time I've taken the scooter, and it's good. I don't have any issues as of now.
Any issues as such? Like, अगर आपको instantly reverse लेनी है गाड़ी, instantly आगे जाना है, practical use case, do you think it's super smooth, या do you think still
it really needs some sort of tweaking, but I think it's okay for the scooter, because sometimes it makes some random noise during when you're parked, right? It makes some noise. I contacted the Ola customer care also. They told me that it was some software thing happening in the background. They do not know what is happening, but they
That
told
is
me
something which I noticed when the camera was being set up also. I thought it's making some noise, like some sound was coming out. I thought it is some app notification kind of thing which was connected, or your phone was connected to a speaker or something. But this is some kind of a bug, you mean to say?
I don't know if it's a bug or not, but we get that noise.
Okay. And Ola has acknowledged that they might be fixing it or something.
No, they have not. They know that something is there, but they are saying that it's okay. It is within the software only. It's not a bug.
Okay. So, do you experience, I mean, are you part of some Ola owners group or something? I mean, part of some group where you get to know other people problems also, because that is more important. As a EV owner, you should be a part of some group so that you know what is happening around and if others are also facing some issues.
Yeah, I'll have to look into that. As of now, I am not part of any group.
If you're not, so you should also sign up for our Telegram group. We have just EV user reviews group where all the owners are expected to join. We are still a small group, but definitely down the line, ज़्यादा से ज़्यादा लोग जब join करेंगे and everyone talks about their experiences, definitely it might work out. But anyway, moving on, let's talk about the experience while driving, like in terms of suspension and the seating experience. How is that?
So in terms of seat, right, for one person it is really good. You have a lot of space, and the seat is also of softer quality, but the suspension is on stiffer side, so you will definitely feel each and every bump on the road.
Okay, so you will definitely have a back pain if you go on a long drive at least. So again, this vehicle is clearly targeted for the city drive, urban drive, not for long drives clearly, because for that we have some specific vehicles. But yes, it should probably be improved to some extent. Maybe it would have been a little more softer, but then that's the same experience I heard from the Ather users also.
But when there is a pillion, right, so it's a bit better, like the ride quality is a bit better, but when pillion sits, the seat is not comfortable.
Right. So it's a mix of a benefit also comes in when a pillion comes in. You get more stability and the suspension, you feel it's getting better, but then obviously there's no space left. So it depends on the pillion's weight also, maybe, like, you know. So that's one thing. I like overall in terms of the design, 1 month old vehicle. I like overall how you have maintained it, or do you think that the vehicle is also good built? Like, क्या आपको लगता है कि vehicle बहुत ही अच्छा build है जिसके कारण मुझे अभी भी कोई scratches नहीं दिख रहे हैं, या फिर आपने कितने किलोमीटर चलाया गाड़ी है अभी तक?
So it's around 450 kilometers.
You are a person like me. I mean, I never drive my vehicles also. For 1 month, 450 is quite less, honestly speaking. So for my car, for 3 years, I have driven like 9,000 kilometers. People say it's very less. Then that could be reason. But what do you think? आपको क्या लगता है कि build quality कैसा है इसका?
I think it can be improved.
Can be improved. Like, do you notice any issues with the overall plastics, the paint, or the body, or anything as such?
So as of now, I have certain panel gaps around the scooter. If you look, they're evident. Like you can see, there is a panel gap here,
There's
and
clearly one.
correct
there.
this one and this one.
Okay.
So it's not just a panel gap, but they're aligned. They're not properly aligned.
Right.
So it's a bit cross. Actually I have given the scooter for servicing thrice, but they have not fixed it. Every time they.
3 services.
It's not a service, but I had complaints, so they had to pick up the scooter. So I have told them, like, I am facing a couple of issues. So they have taken the scooter, they kept the scooter with them like a couple of days, and then they have returned the scooter, but they have not fixed it. This thing that I think they have addressed this, but again it comes back.
Okay, so that clearly is a manufacturing defect which they need to fix definitely, because they have sold the vehicle. But मैं खुद सरप्राइज हूँ कि आपने 1 महीने के अंदर आपको अपनी गाड़ी 3 बार देनी पड़ी, विच इज़ नॉट समथिंग यूजुअल, स्पेशली अगर हम बात कर रहे हैं कि एक ग्लोबल कंपनी की तरफ से बात कर रहे हैं. अगर हमने होंडा एक्टिवा खरीदा होता और उसके अंदर ये इशू होता, या फिर जुपिटर के साथ इशू होता, तो डेफिनेटली वी वुडंट हैव एक्सेप्टेड दैट. बट थोड़ा सा हम ओके कर देते हैं कि भाई नई कंपनी है, नए कंपनी के अंदर इश्यूज होते हैं, बट देन दीज इश्यूज कमिंग बैक टू बैक, अगर कस्टमर को लग रहा है कि वो प्रॉब्लम फिक्स नहीं हुआ है एंड इट्स अगेन बैक, I think Ola, as you should take this as a feedback, and you should probably make sure that the customer should never get that problem. उनको एक गारंटी देना चाहिए आपको कि भाई ये प्रॉब्लम आपको फिर से आ गया है, तो we'll probably replace the whole part or do something about it. I mean, it's not kind of acceptable, I think, because you have paid a full price. You're not given a discounted price, ki 50% discount for the first 1,000 owners. who are the early adopters. ऐसा तो कुछ नहीं. You are paying at par with what others are going to pay. So why should you get this kind of experience? But apart from that, overall, what do you think about the pickup? मतलब, in terms of the power, how is the vehicle?
Yeah, it's really good. In terms of the pickup, it's really good, and it is. I think it is better than most of the combustion scooters in terms of pickup, the acceleration.
Okay, and of course, it doesn't make any noise. So
It doesn't make any noise, but I get this vibration. That was one of the primary complaint I had. So it gets when you're going at a constant speed of 35 to 40. So you get some vibrations from underneath the scooter, and they are evident on this footboard, and you will also feel on this handlebar. So for that only, I've actually asked them to see what is the issue. So they've taken the scooter. They told me that for the very first time, they told me that there was some issue with the belt.
okay.
Next time they told me that there was some tension ring which was causing the issue, so they have addressed it. And the third time also they told me the same thing. But still I'm able to experience those vibrations. But what I feel is I cannot give the scooter again and again to them.
So whenever you give your vehicle for these complaints or issues, how long do they keep the vehicle with them?
First time they have given to me in 1 day.
Okay.
And the third time, right, which was the last time, it took me around 3 days to get the scooter back.
Wow. And do they even have a service center here in Hyderabad, or do they do it to their third party service centers, or how do they?
What they told me was they'll get this Ola pickup van, so which they are using to get this delivered. So they'll pick up the scooter in that, and they have taken the scooter to Hayat Nagar, I guess.
Okay, I know that. I used to live nearby.
So I think that they have certain warehouse or some sort of setup there. They'll fix it there, and they'll send it back to the delivery location.
Okay. I mean, considering Hyderabad, it's a large city, so definitely, मुझे जहाँ तक लग रहा है, I'm again presuming this part, Ola might set up small service stations in some specific locations, depending on how many vehicles they have sold in a location. But unfortunately, taking 3 to 4 days, working days time for fixing a problem is not something acceptable. But I think that should probably improve down the line. And glad to hear that, again, it's sad to hear there were multiple problems, but then it's glad to hear that they are kind of fixed. Of course, few of them are still not fixed. चलो, काफ़ी इंटरेस्टिंग बातें तो हो गई, बट सबसे इम्पोर्टेंट सवाल ये होता है चार्जिंग को लेकर. तो क्या आप अपनी गाड़ी को घर में चार्ज करते हो, या फिर चार्जिंग सेटअप कैसा है? एंड आप इंडिविजुअल हाउस में रहते हो, अपार्टमेंट में रहते हो? व्हाट इज द सेटअप?
I'll stay in an individual house. It will take around 5.5 hours. So I've been charging it from 15 to 18%. So for charging, it will take around 5.5 hours. From 15 to 100%.
मतलब रात में छोड़ दो, सुबह में चार्ज होके गाड़ी रेडी है.
One good part is when it charges 100%, it will automatically shut down the
charging. And you get a notification on your phone or something?
I might get, but as of now, we do not have any apps facility. So
there's no app for Ola?
No, as of now, we do not have.
I mean, of course, as of now, like till today, as of now, there's no smartphone connectivity to get. I mean, I remember during the launch, I was myself super excited. मैंने हमारे launch के वीडियो के अंदर इतनी बातें बोली थी कि ओला लेके आने वाला एक रेवोल्यूशनरी एप्लीकेशन, स्मार्टफोन ऐप के अंदर आप सब कुछ ट्वीक कर सकते हो, रेंज देख सकते हो, क्योंकि मैंने एथर का ऐप यूज़ किया है. एंड आई नो द काइंड ऑफ डेटा विच वी यूज टू गेट. उसके बेस पे हम लोग देख सकते थे कि नियर बाई चार्जिंग स्टेशन कहाँ हैं, कितना रेंज मुझे मिलेगा. आई एम स्टिल सरप्राइज. दिस इज 2022 January.
It's February.
Sorry, it's February. And we still don't have an app.
No, we do not have.
Wow, that's a surprise. Ola, you need to speed up. Okay, so it takes 5.5 hours, and company ने आपको एक चार्जर दिया है bundled up, which I think was separately being sold also. That charger, if you're using, you're getting this much. So क्या आपके पास उसका डिटेल्ड डिफरेंशिएशन है कि कितना करंट का कॉस्ट आ रहा है, या फिर यू डोंट नो?
So I think मेरा हिसाब से it will consume around 3 to 4 units per full charge.
For full charge, 3 to 4 units, and 1 unit is approximately 7 rupees on an average in Telangana. I'm not sure about the other states. Depending on societies, apartments, and everything, prices go up and down. 7 units is almost like 3 units, 3 to 4 units. So almost like 20 rupees is the cost to fully charge this vehicle. And for 20 rupees, आपको 100 kilometers का range मिल रहा है, which is like 20 पैसे per kilometer. Which is still super convenient, but again मैं हमारे EV वीडियोस में हमेशा ये बात करता हूँ कि आप पहले से कैलकुलेट कीजिए कि आप अपनी गाड़ी को कितना चलाएंगे उसके बेसिस पे आप अपना गाड़ी स्विच कीजिए, क्योंकि काफ़ी लोगों के पास ऑलरेडी एक अच्छी खासी गाड़ी होती है, उनको लगता है कि इसमें पैसा बचने वाला है तो वो अपनी गाड़ी बेच कर स्विच कर देते हैं। लेकिन अगर आप मेरी तरह हो या विश्वा की तरह हो जो बहुत कम गाड़ी चलाते हैं, ऑन एन एवरेज 450 किलोमीटर इज वेरी लेस ऑनेस्टली स्पीकिंग, और मेरी तरह भी हो, तो इट डजंट मेक सेंस अनलेस आपकी गाड़ी जो पुरानी गाड़ी हो खत्म हो गई, आपको नया गाड़ी लेना ही है, फिर तो ईवी ही लेना है। देयर इज नो अदर ऑप्शन, देयर इज नो अदर चॉइस। एनी ब्रांड, आई एम नॉट सेइंग ओला, कोई भी ब्रांड ले लो, आपका रिसर्च है आपके रिक्वायरमेंट के बेसिस पे, बट ऑलवेज ऑल्सो कैलकुलेट द अमाउंट नंबर ऑफ किलोमीटर्स यू विल ड्राइव, दैट इज मोर इंपॉर्टेंट, बिकॉज इसके अंदर आपको पहले थोड़ा ज़्यादा इन्वेस्टमेंट करना पड़ रहा है। नॉर्मल कन्वेंशनल जो पेट्रोल व्हीकल होगा उसका अगर 70,000 प्राइस है तो इसका 1 लाख रहेगा, तो 30% 40% एक्स्ट्रा पे कर रहे हो। इफ़ यू आर एबल टू ऑफसेट दैट बाय ड्राइविंग इट, देन इट मेक्स सेंस। एनीवे, ज्ञान खत्म, अब मैं वापस जाता हूँ अपने यूजर रिव्यू की तरफ। और विश्वा, अब आप बताइए कि ऐप नहीं है और अभी सिचुएशन ये है, आपकी गाड़ी के अंदर 50 किलोमीटर का रेंज अभी दिखा रहा है, ठीक है, और मैं अभी गाड़ी इनकी लेके जाऊंगा कुछ राइड करने के लिए, और अब बैटरी खत्म हो गई, तो व्हाट इज द सॉल्यूशन? आप कैसे ढूंढेंगे नियर बाय चार्जिंग सेटअप?
I think first of all, पहले तो there are no charging stations set up and which is up and running for now. I don't know, like I'm stuck and I have to call the RRC, like roadside assistance to.
So Ola is providing you a free roadside assistance or is it chargeable?
For now, yes.
It's free of cost. तो आप हैदराबाद या इंडिया के कोई भी लोकेशन में हो और they'll come and pick up the vehicle?
That's what they are saying, but I'm not sure how.
You've not tried it yet. I think we should try it out someday. I mean, I wish we could have planned this ahead, और मैंने अभी बुला लिया होता, पता चलता है कि इन पहाड़ों के बीच में क्या ओला अपनी सर्विस देता है या नहीं. That would have been interesting. But then अगर वो 3 दिन ले लेते वापस देने में गाड़ी, तो हालत खराब हो जाती. That would have been another problem. But yeah, I mean, I'm surprised. And again, मैंने एक और चीज़ नोटिस की अभी while Vishwa was showcasing me his charging setup. इसके पिन्स भी अलग है. It's not the same as other electric scooter pins. And आप अपना चार्जर भी कैरी नहीं कर रहे हो. Then what are you using the space for? For your helmet?
Yes.
Okay, तो आप अपना हेलमेट अंदर रख रहे हो, चार्जर नहीं रख रहे हो. तो without charging, you're driving electric vehicle, you come 40 kilometers or some 30 kilometers away from your house. That's a very daring step, honestly speaking, because अभी डर यही है कि आप रिटर्न कैसे पहुंचोगे. अगर बैटरी कम हो जाती है तो you don't have any solution right now, and that is a fear which many EV users also have. And I am running a EV channel. I promote EV. I say go EV, but I also say go through these disclaimers. Always understand this. और एक EV ओनर को ना हमेशा ये करके प्लान करके निकलना पड़ता है घर से कि मैं यहाँ से यहाँ जा रहा हूँ. सो या बेसिकली आपकी गाड़ी के अंदर मतलब चार्जिंग के लिए फिलहाल वो एक डर रहेगा हमेशा के लिए कि कहीं पर भी जाते हैं तो प्लान करके जाना है, और अगर एक्स्ट्रा गाड़ी चला लिया तो यू नीड टू ऑल्सो मेक श्योर कि थोड़ा सा बैटरी चार्ज है. उसके अलावा तो कोई ऑप्शन एज ऑफ नाउ नहीं है.
No, as of now, we don't have any.
बट देन डोंट यू ऑल्सो थिंक दैट जो अभी नए इलेक्ट्रिक व्हीकल्स आ रहे हैं, बाउंस है या कोई और है जिसके अंदर रिप्लेसेबल बैटरी ऑप्शन आ रहा है, डोंट यू थिंक दैट वुड हैव बीन बेटर? यू शुड हैव वेटेड. व्हाट डू यू थिंक?
No, I don't think replaceable batteries are much better than what is already fixed, because for any replaceable battery, right, they have to have that solid connectivity, and if there is any sort of even if we are not really putting the battery in proper position, or if you are taking it and if you are putting on some wet surface, so there is always a chance of like damaging the vehicle. So as long as it is internally fixed, we don't have those issues, and we can be like aware.
A very valid point. Basically, there are many permutations or many possibilities that there might be many chance of damage. And apart from that, if the person is a lazy person like me, and if I'm told that there's a 7 kilogram battery which you have to carry and again plug it into some sections and everything, I don't think I might do it. I might do it for once or twice, but I don't think that's practically possible going on a public road, finding some charging station. If it's in a bad shape, I wouldn't even go near to it. So owning a vehicle and then going for that, so that way, yes, this is a good choice, definitely.
So again, the replaceable battery, right, it depends upon the user. Like if I am staying in an apartment, my need is to get this battery taken to the 3rd floor or 4th floor and then charge it. If I do not have that architecture or infrastructure to charge a vehicle, then maybe probably they could go for a replaceable battery. But for me, as I'm in an individual house, I don't have those kind of problems. So this is the best solution for me.
Again, even in apartments also, it looks cool. Like taking. I live on a very high rise apartment, so for me, of course, the apartment is saying that we are ready. Whenever you want, we can get a charging meter for you specifically. You can set up a charging station wherever you want. But if I have to carry this battery every day, I don't think that's practical for me, because especially in this COVID days, we don't keep anything on the ground. In the lift also, we just carry everything with our hand. Every single time going and coming back, like not every single time, maybe every 2-3 days or 4 days you have to charge it. That's not a convenient option, unless in the society we had a charging option, maybe the swapping option. I just go there, pick up for my society if we had one, then it might have made sense. But then that also needs like at least a dozen of customers for the company to set up a charging station. So that way, as of now, we can feel that if you are thinking about a fixed battery versus a portable battery option, then I think a fixed battery is a better option. So now, Vishwa, let's talk about overall kind of review. Like, what do you think about this vehicle? On a scale of 5, how much do you rate this vehicle? Based on multiple factors. 1, you don't have an app. Think about the software. Think about the hardware, like the physical experience which you have got. Or everything. जब आप बात करते हो customer care से, do they make you feel, like a pathetic experience, or is it like a decent experience? Thinking about all those factors, how much do you rate this vehicle?
So if I can elaborate on the customer service and all the stuff. So the customer service is really worst I can ever see, because all they do is they'll tell you this generic answers. Like, even that is something that you can see on the phone also. Like, whenever you are having some issues, right? Or whenever the first thing is regarding the delivery also. So I was calling multiple times. First of all, you have to wait like around 20 minutes to get this connected. After getting the connection also, they'll tell you that okay, your scooter will be dispatched soon. So everything they say is generic answer. There is no particular answer for one person. So they have, I don't know if they're reading some script. That was probably.
That's how these call centers.
So that was very irritating, because first of all, if you're buying something, and that too something which is new onto the market, you will be a lot more excited. I feel that their intention is to kill that excitement. They want to kill the excitement and then deliver the scooter, as if like you will be like, okay, I got the scooter delivered. That was the expression that I had, because there were times. First of all, when I was invited to the Marriott, I was very excited. So I wanted to give this to my dad. So I was excited. Obviously, I went there, and when they told me, they have asked me to wait for 2 hours, and they told me that it will not be delivered. I was really irritated. I spoke with the TLs. I spoke with the regional head. I spoke with the South India head also.
Okay.
So none of them were useful. Finally, the South India head had promised me that the scooter would be delivered in a span of 7 days.
Wow.
So that is when I got the scooter.
So in short, अगर आप सोच रहे हो कि विश्वा इज ट्राइंग टू कंप्लेन और समथिंग, ही इज जस्ट शेयरिंग हिज एक्सपीरियंस. एंड द पॉइंट इज, जब भी हम भी कुछ नई चीज़ एक्सपेक्ट करते हैं, आप लोग सोचिए, आप लोग ऑनलाइन ऑर्डरिंग करते हैं, जब भी आप कुछ चीज़ अमेजॉन, फ्लिपकार्ट से भी कुछ ऑर्डर करते हो, आपको पता चला कि आप ध्यान दीजिए, आप अपने मेल्स फॉलोअप देखते हो कि भाई कब डिलीवर हो रहा है. व्हेन इट इज आउट फॉर डिलीवरी, वी ऑल गेट सुपर एक्साइटेड, राइट? आई मीन, वो भले 1000 रुपये की चीज़ हो, 500 की चीज़ हो, कोई भी छोटी चीज़ भी हो, वी आर सुपर एक्साइटेड दैट इट्स आउट फॉर डिलीवरी. सो वी कीप लुकिंग फॉरवर्ड टू द ब्लू डार्ट गाय और द फेडेक्स गाय जो भी डिलीवर करने आ रहा है. अब यहाँ पर होता क्या है, बेसिकली what he is also trying to say is, जब आपको बोल दिया कि भाई 1 तारीख को आपको गाड़ी डिलीवर होनी है, स्पेसिफिकली आपको एक 5 स्टार होटल में बुलाया जा रहा है, तो आप ऑब्वियसली सुपर एक्साइटेड है, अपने फैमिली मेंबर्स के साथ जाते हो, और वहां जाके अगर आपको बोला जाता है कि भाई गाड़ी ही नहीं है यहाँ पर, तो वो मतलब एक मजाक लग रहा है. टू द टीम ओला, अगर आप नहीं दे रहे हो गाड़ी, तो मतलब एटलीस्ट बी अपफ्रंट और क्लैरिटी से बोल दो कि भाई आपको यहाँ एक्सपीरियंस के लिए बुला रहे हैं, आपके साथ हम फोटो ले लेंगे, ये दिखाने के लिए कि आपको गाड़ी डिलीवर हो रही है, क्योंकि हमको सोशल मीडिया में सबको दिखाना है. बट इन रियलिटी आपको गाड़ी बाद में मिलेगी. अगर आप ओके है, आना चाहते हो 5 स्टार होटल में सिर्फ आपके फायदे, हमारे फायदे के लिए, तो आ जाइए. ये अगर बोल देते, you at least go with zero expectation. Correct. Like in this case, हमने विश्वा को कुछ प्रॉमिस नहीं किया, हम आपको एक जगह बुलाएंगे पहाड़ के ऊपर और कुछ बोला नहीं. So he doesn't come with any expectation. If I tell him that we are going to do a nice this that, and if I don't do that, then obviously expectations hurt actually. Correct. Because they have promised that. Right. We didn't ask them to give us a 5-star experience. We didn't ask them to deliver it as on 7 days earlier. You gave us a timeline. At least make sure that you deliver it on that timeline. Yeah. And after that also, it was supposed to deliver 7 days later. Yeah. But was it exactly on the same date when they promised initially?
No. It got delayed. So I had to make a couple of calls to their representatives. I had to reach out their regional head and the service head. Then they directly came to my home and they delivered it.
Okay. Finally, they delivered it. That's for. So overall, since I asked you the overall review, I think clearly we can say on a scale of 5, it could be 0 in terms of the customer experience. Apart from that, we'll talk about the other part of the review. But overall, in terms of the experience, and as you mentioned, आपको मतलब every time you call, there's a 15-20 minute of delay to connect with someone, and then they give you some standard answers, which is not helpful. Basically, I would suggest to the Ola team also that think all of your customers as a different group and all the tentative customers as a different group. Make them hold. That's fine. I mean, that because you might also be having a limited staff and these are COVID times and pandemic times, we can understand. But someone who has bought a vehicle, don't make him wait. Yeah, matlab, when we call an airline and at least I have had some great experience with some specific airlines because I'm a premium customer for them. They make sure that I don't wait, or they instantly give me a call back. The moment I call them and they say, our lines are busy, we'll call you back. And then at that moment, specific person would call me and make sure that that query is resolved. But if a paid customer is made wait, that is not acceptable.
See, obviously, you will remember the experience what you go through, right? So that is, first of all, they do not have any transparency as such. They do not communicate what is actually happening. This is not something that I am facing. Even as I said, my cousin also has a scooter. So same thing, they'll not directly communicate what is actually happening. They'll tell some random things that you don't believe. So first of all, how they set expectation is like when you get a scratch card, they'll tell that up to 500, but when you scratch, it will be 5 rupees. So something like that. It is that disappointing. So even if you say you'll get flat 10 rupees, if you scratch and you get 10, you'll be happy. They'll promise something which is not expected or they cannot reach, and they'll not deliver that. So that is the main problem.
But what are those scratch cards? I never heard about that. What is this new scheme again?
No, it's not a scheme.
Okay, you're talking about just an example. Correct. Basically. Okay, so what you're trying to say is basically that they are just killing the expectations, whatever they are promising. So I mean that's very unfortunate. So I think that clearly tells me that on an overall scale of 5. Because of this whole bad experience, you might have a very bad review. But then, what do you think about the vehicle?
So that is the only good part about the review. So the scooter at least is living up to the mark,
and that is what we wanted eventually, correct. Which is fine. So after the initial hiccups, we are still having a good product.
Yeah, that's. But the problem is, even if you make the best product in the world, right, and if there is no proper service, it will not be a huge impact. Is what I feel.
I mean, that is where, I have been reviewing smartphones. I have other channel on smartphones and everything. So I have been reviewing for more than a decade. And I keep telling people that, if you can spend money, go for an Apple. The honest reason behind this is, if I suggested my uncle or aunt or cousin to buy an Apple, and tomorrow there's a problem, I know that the service is best service in the whole world. The moment you call them, they assign a person to you, they follow up every single time. When I compare that with any other smartphone brand, we keep running behind the service centers. So as you mentioned that, if you are building one of the, and Ola is expected to be the top 3, or maybe they are expected to become the number 1 in terms of volumes in the next few years. They are planning to go for an IPO. And if this kind of service is there, I don't think that would work out, because eventually this service and the whole experience will keep shared with everyone. So Vishwa would definitely tell his friends that, if you're planning to buy this vehicle, think about it. I mean, honestly speaking, I have heard good experience from the Ather side. From whoever I have spoken to, they have mentioned that a lot of problems with the vehicle. I'm not saying that, Ola is bad or Ather is good. Ather is also the same thing. Only thing is they don't even give any range. Forget the promise. But overall speaking, at least Ather has a better customer service is what I have heard about.
That I believe Ather is having a better service because it is there in market since long, like at least 2 or 3 years it has been there in the market. So obviously I am not blaming Ola, but
see, then that way it can be a debate also. The point is, like, when you say Ola is new, Ola is a big funded company. Correct. It's not new. Right. Ola has Ola cabs in the background. So they already had a homework. Today, if I start a new electric company, I don't even know how to find new people for setting up a call center. How do I set up a call center? Everything. I have to do it from scratch, which is what few new electric companies are doing. But when you talk about Ola, they already have everything. They're just replicating what others have been doing. Ather, I do agree, but they have got experience. But with Ola and being such a big company and the promises.
Correct. Yeah. See, I think that is what they are doing. They are coming up with these false promises. The number one reason of buying the scooter is because of the Ola brand. If this same scooter has been maybe launched by some other brand, right? I don't think this kind of attraction would be there for this particular scooter.
Exactly. I mean, we know Ola.
Correct.
Today, if Uber also launches a Uber electric scooter, we would just buy it like the way we have bought this vehicle, right? I mean, we don't think like the amount of time we spend on buying a Ather. We don't do that much on Ola or even Ather, or sorry, this Uber. If Uber says we are launching a new scooter for 1 lakh rupees, we would just think Uber is such a big company, boss. Let's go for it. But then you guys, who is watching this video till this situation, till this 40 minutes or 30 minutes time, I'm sure now you understood the real experience what a actual customer has gone through. He's definitely impressed with the vehicle, as far as I can clearly see that, but not happy with the overall experience, the delivery timelines, the delivery experience, the service experience, and उसके ऊपर सबसे important बात तो ये है बॉस, अभी तक बारिश का मौसम में ये गाड़ियाँ बाहर नहीं निकली हैं. एंड मैंने काफ़ी यूजर्स के रिव्यूज़ देखे थे, मतलब वीडियोस भी देखे सोशल मीडिया पे, जहाँ पर टॉप जो डिस्प्ले है वो भी मूव हो रहा था और काफ़ी सारे पार्ट्स ढीले पड़े हुए थे. अब ये बारिश के मौसम में रियलिटी टेस्ट होने वाला है, जब पानी अंदर सीप होगा. That is when we'll know the reality. But then overall, what do you say? How much do you score this vehicle out of 5?
I'd probably rate 3.5 with current situation.
That's a good review. Score actually. I mean, most of the reviews are 3.5, and with such a bad experience, you're still giving 3.5. So, Ola, you need to make sure that his problems are fixed, because he's at least giving you a good overall score. So I think we have covered most of the topics. If you have any specific questions about this scooter, you can definitely post them in the comment section below, and I'll also share the links with Vishwa. He can also probably comment if the question is relevant to you specifically. आप नीचे comment कर सकते हैं. ये था हमारा डिटेल में apart from review, a complete experience point of view. विश्वा के साथ जो हैदराबाद से हैं, तो इन्होंने अपने ओला S1 के बारे में बात किया. सबसे बड़ा सवाल तो मेरे पास अभी भी पीछे S1 Pro का स्टिकर क्यों लगा हुआ है. मतलब रोड पे तो लोग सोचेंगे S1 Pro भेजा है, और ये कंपनी ने लगाया है, आपने नहीं लगाया. तो ये भी मुझे अभी तक समझ में नहीं आया. बट दैट्स अनदर क्वेश्चन फॉर अनदर डे, वरना वीडियो लंबा होते जाएगा. थैंक्स फॉर ज्वाइनिंग विश्वा. और ये था हमारा रिव्यू. अगर आपको वीडियो पसंद है, वीडियो को लाइक कर दीजिए, चैनल को सब्सक्राइब कर दीजिए, और नीचे आपके पास जो भी सवाल है इन वीडियोस को लेकर नीचे कमेंट कर दीजिए. और अगर आप भी ओन करते हुए इलेक्ट्रिक स्कूटर या इलेक्ट्रिक कार, तो हमें कांटेक्ट कीजिए. फॉर्म लिंक डिस्क्रिप्शन के अंदर आपको मिल जाएंगे. दर्शक दोस्तों, मैं हूं अमित और मैं मिलता हूं आपसे अगली वीडियो में. थैंक यू एंड गुड बाय.